Morning, Central New York. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. You know, usually I start these videos off in the morning with what a beautiful day it is. And it is beautiful, but it's getting cold. I'm not a big fan of the cold. It's getting a little cold. And we got Labor Day coming up, so season's almost over, but it's still a beautiful day. And every day you get the opportunity to take a breath and walk the planet is always a good day. So I always start with gratitude, as I always share with you guys. So listen, how do we get our lives a little bit better? I was at a group event a number of years ago, and they had this great speaker, and I was listening to the speaker, and to wrap that up in a condensed version, he basically said, listen, you get in life what you tolerate. What happens to you in life regularly. Listen, there is always going to be a story where somebody stumbles on fortune. I get that, and that's great. But I'm not gonna live my life with my fingers crossed, hoping for things to be better, right? I mean, that's never going to really get you where you need to go. But what I did realize in listening to this person of wisdom that he's sharing, and then you're listening to him, and you're like, wow, there's people from all over the history books that have talked about this. In life, you get what you tolerate. Where you are right now is where you're willing to tolerate. So if I'm willing to tolerate a certain income, if I'm willing to tolerate a certain level of my health, if I'm willing to tolerate a certain relationship, wherever you're at, whatever's going on, you get what you're willing to tolerate. When you get to the point you're like, I'm no longer willing to tolerate that anymore, you are going to take some massive action, and guess what? That situation is going to change. It's going to change. So why do we get that window? Because your brain plays this little trick on you. Your brain, one of the reasons we have a brain is to think and do great things and all that. But the other reason you have a brain is to protect you. One of the main reasons you have a nervous system, right? If you heard a loud noise, what was that, right? If it's hot, if it's cold, if something sharp hits you, that's all through your nervous system. And it's there to protect you. So your brain does that too. And no one knows you better. I know this is kind of scary. Nobody knows you better than your brain. Like, no one knows you better than you know you, right? But who really knows you is that subconscious part of your brain. And it knows what you're afraid of, and it knows what you like, and it knows where your comfort level is, right? So when things happen in your world, whatever it is, you are then getting accustomed to it. And when it goes a little bit beyond that, your brain subconsciously goes, hey, starts to bridle back a little bit, because even though you're not thinking that consciously, the brain is trying to protect you, So unless you're living a life of awareness, unless you're like, wow, I'm journaling it out every day, and I'm like, wow, hey, Craig, good morning to you, man. Hey, listen, I'm willing to make a difference, and I'm going to go beyond what I'm willing to tolerate. You know what? Things start to change. All of a sudden, you're like, you know what? I am no longer willing to tolerate this. Let's say health. I'm a chiropractor. I'm focused on people's health every day, and I'm always looking to make you have a better life. Why? Because I know that the healthier you are, the better your life is. Your health is directly related to the quality of your life, right? So some people are willing to tolerate crappy health, right? Because it hasn't affected the quality of your life to enough to where you're like, I got to make a change, right? But all of a sudden, if it does, think about yourself. Let's say, I have people come in, they have horrific sciatica. Now, they may have had back pain for years, but they were willing to tolerate it because it didn't go beyond enough to where it was sacrificing the quality of life. As soon as it did, hey, I'm no longer willing to tolerate this. I'm willing to go take some action and willing to do it. I'm sure all of us have had those moments with weight, right? You look at yourself one day, you're like, God damn, I can't even put my pants on anymore. This is ridiculous. You get to look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, man, I don't even want to have sex with myself anymore. All right, maybe that's not funny. But in reality, you're like, wow, I am no longer willing to tolerate that. I'm going to make some massive changes, right? Maybe you're in a relationship and you're like, you know what? It's just gotten beyond the point, but I'm no longer willing to tolerate that anymore. And in life, in every aspect of it, you get what you want only based upon what you're willing to tolerate. So, I heard it worded a different way, right? Where you don't get what you want, you get what you're willing to tolerate. So I look at life and I say, geez, if I'm unhappy with something, or I look at something and I'm like, wow, I don't like where this is going. You know why? Because I've been willing to tolerate it up to this point. So a nice thing to do is you start writing down what you want to create in life. Not just what you want, Because wanting something is dreaming. Wanting something is just like you have a genie, you know, and you're like, hey, what are your 3 wishes? Well, this is what I want. In reality, the real world, you got to work for it. So now I write down, rather than what I want, I write down what I want to create. A relationship in my life. I want to create relationships with you, my patients. I want to create some video dialogue and some vlogs with people to elevate their life. I learned that people don't need just information. You don't need a video like this is how many milligrams of vitamin C and this is what chiropractic is every minute of every day, right? I think sometimes we need inspiration too, not just information. And that's why I do these videos. But, you know, what do you want to create in your life? And when you start creating things, guess what? You don't have to tolerate so much. You don't have to tolerate the BS so much anymore, and your life gets better. Guys, I'm Dr. Joe Borio. I appreciate you tuning in our videos. If you like what we're doing, make sure you like them and share them to other people. And listen, here's my question. I'm like the dentist of the spine. A chiropractor is a dentist of the spine. If you don't have a dentist, your teeth are going to rot and bad things are going to happen. If you don't have a chiropractor, your spine is going to rot and bad things are going to happen. That's the reality of it. So my question is, who's your chiropractor? Who's taking care of you? And if you find somebody and you love them, that's great. But if you don't have one, by all means, I'm right here in Cicero, New York. I'm at my office right now. I get here really early in the morning. I love it. Yes, I'm related to Borio's restaurant. I'm the smart one that said, I'm out of there. I'm not going to be in the kitchen every day. Deep fried fish, like my brother, who I love dearly, right? So I'm right here, and I would love the opportunity to have a relationship with you. I would love the opportunity to take care of you, not to treat you, to take care of you and have a relationship with you and your family so that you guys can live a longer, better quality life, all right? So how do you get hold of us? You can go right online. There's a link right at the head of our Facebook page, $37 for you and your family to come in. I mean, how cheap is that, right? You come in, get an exam, take some x-rays, look inside you, see what's going on. Why do I do it for $37? Is it, you know, some little catch? No, it's not. It's just some people have never been to a chiropractor before. Some people are hurting out there with what's going on. And my attitude is, you know what? I don't want money to be a barrier for you to come in and take care of yourself. So if you could swing $40, come on in. Take a look at yourselves. Let's see what's going on. Let's have a conversation, and then we'll figure out what is in your best interest to move forward, and we'll figure it out along the way. My attitude is always, hey, something's better than nothing. Even if you can't maybe afford the best recommendation and care, at least doing something is certainly going to get you a lot further than doing nothing, okay? So you can click on that. You can go to our website, BorioChiropractic.com. You can schedule an appointment on the website. You can call us old school. You can text us from the website. You can Facebook message me. I mean, it's the easiest way. So whatever venue you like to communicate to people, email us. We can certainly get hold of you, okay? I would love the opportunity to take care of you guys. Listen, my last point is this, and I always say this with our coaching program. Today, live a life of happiness. Live a life of passion. Do something for somebody else. There's the best way to make yourself feel better. It's the best way to make yourself feel more significant. A life lived serving other people is absolutely one of the best ways to feel so phenomenal, like helping the old lady across the street. You know, just doing something good and special for somebody else is the best and easiest way to live a better life, certainly. And it's a great lesson to teach other people. Hey, love and appreciate you. Live a life of happiness. Live a life of passion. I'll talk to you guys this week.